live. So it is Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's Wire Lady TV. And for those who are new, my name is Heather Boyd Wire channel. And every Wednesday, usually Wednesdays, I do a live stream to troubleshoot new ideas for wire art and jewelry. So tonight I'm going to do some angel wings. I saw some really cute ideas and did some sketches, and I thought, oh, this would be a fun thing to do around Christmas time. So to do some ornaments and stuff. So I'm just going to pull up my video here. I think they've changed the format of YouTube because I don't really see the comments so much now. The comments are down below, so this might be a bit of a challenge, but that's okay. You know what? I'm not going to look at my screen. I'm just going to look at the chat to see what happens, and hopefully I'll be centered enough on the screen. So if you're hopping on, be sure to comment and let me know that that we're actually live. So I'm just trying to think. Welcome to live chat. Remember, okay. So I don't think I need to. Oh, I pushed learn more, but I don't think I need to do that. So let's just cross that out. And if you're hopping on, just say that you're here so I know that you're here. And oh, okay, I think I'm good because they changed the format here, so I'm not sure if I'm going to see your comments or not. So let me know in the comments if I actually am live. I believe I put public, so we should be live. And then I'll get started doing my angel wings. So I'm just going to show you guys some sketches that I did. So here's some sketches that I did for some angel wings. And we're going to make them out of wire, and then I'm going to show you some other things that I made, angel related things that I made as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'll flip the screen around, and I guess I'm going to see the comments come up on my iPod as well. So let's flip the screen, and there's going to be a little transition stage as usual. So I'm going to get it as centered as possible that I can. If we put it about here, we should be good. And I'm actually going to put some wire here so the iPod doesn't go all over the place. So let's actually fix the iPod in place so it doesn't move all over the place. That should be good. Okay, we'll just go around. And if you're hopping on, oh, Fern says hello. Hey, how are you? Fern, I'm just adjusting, getting in place here, so that's good, so we can see my hands. We're going to move the paper out of the way, and I'm going to do some angel stuff today. So, and Connie's here. Hey, how are you? That's awesome. Oh, and I can see your comments on the chat as well on the computer, so that's perfect. I was saying earlier that they've changed the format on YouTube, how it looks on my end, so it's I was wondering how I would see your comments. So Design Prosb says, hey, let's see if we could get back on, guys. Okay, are we back? Hopefully. We cut out for a little bit. So here's like a little, they call it, I think they call these clothes pegs. So it's one of those antique clothes pegs. So I used to do a lot of crafts with kids when Mimi was younger. So this was one that we did, and they just did the pipe cleaner. Is the feed buffering? It is buffering, so just let me know if it comes back. Like, as long as it doesn't completely cut out, we should be okay. Right now on my end it looks pretty clear, so hopefully we're going to be okay. So this is the angel with the pipe cleaner wings, and then this was a special little one that I made for a friend of mine's niece who, unfortunately, she passed away last year. It was very sad, and so I made these little souvenirs for the family with in her memory, and they've got, it's hard to see, but there's like little wire wings on the back. So maybe I'm going to do another DIY project to show you guys how to make that one. But let's just get started with the wings. I'm going to try to get, your connection is bad. It might be my end too. So knock on wood that we're going to be okay, guys, with this. And there's Clarice. Hey, Clarice, how are you? So we're just getting started with the angel wings. So what I'm going to show you guys is a very important trick to get started, and then if on the off chance we lose internet, at least you'll have an idea of how to start the angel wings, which is good. So let's just start with a simple-ish design. We can start with maybe this one here, and I'm going to cut a good long piece because, as you know, I always like to cut it too long than too short. And this is a very similar way It's very blurry. Tell me, you guys, the rest of you tell me too on your end if it's blurry. So tap on retry on Android if that's okay. Yeah, you guys all let me know if you can see me on your end because my internet's touch and go as well. So we're going to get a piece. It looks like it's about 20 inches long, and we're going to start by folding it in half. Now, this is the same way that I do my butterfly wings, and it's a trick to get them to be the same size. Now, this is a soft wire. This is copper, so it makes a very soft bend. And I know Clarice had asked me the trick on how to make right angle bends in wire. So I decided this weekend on Saturday, I'm going to upload a video on how to make really good bends with your wire. So Clarice, that's going to be for you. I'm going to do that on Saturday. But for today, I'm going to use this copper wire so it's a little bit softer. Let me move this one out of the way. And so now what we want to do is a wing similar to that. So let me move some of this stuff out of the way so it's not so distracting. And then what I'm going to do is, you're welcome, Clarice. I love it when people ask me for tutorials because it gives me ideas on what to do, and it's really important for me to be able to make content that you guys want to see. So that's great. So I've folded this wire in half. I'm going to use my this is a marker, a highlighter, but you can use also, I have this ring cone if you prefer to use the ring cone. And what you would do is just hold the end with your thumb. This way, actually, the ring cone is good because you could do different sizes. And what we want to do is get the basic shape for the wing. Okay, I might go a little lower on the ring cone because we don't want it too fat. Okay, so we're going to just kind of form our basic shape for the wings. And what it's doing here, it's fantastic because they're going to be exactly the same size, which is really, really good. So if we go like that, we have sort of like one, let's make it a little bit bigger because I think I have enough wire. And then what we're going to do is then take our round pliers, and Brandy's here. Hey, Brandy, how are you? And then we're holding the two wires together, we're going to hold the round pliers here. Don't pinch them too much or they could snap. The wires can snap depending on your wires. These are pretty sturdy. And we want to bend the two wires up like that. Okay, so we're going to bend the two wires. So already you have the basic shape of your wings. And then if you want to make like the loops like there, what you would do is let's just give it a start either with the round pliers or with a round form like a marker or something. So if we're gonna just to give it a little start so we know more or less where it's gonna be on both sides. And then what you can do is you can open up your wings. And this is what I do when I make the butterflies. And then the wings are always exactly the same size. So we have opened them up, and then these ones are more or less, these loops are started more or less in the same place. And so now what we're going to do is you can hold it with your pliers if you want, or you can do it by hand, and we're just going to kind of turn it around because you don't want it super tight, the loop. You want it to be relatively loose. You want it to have a nice loose feel to it. Okay, and then we're going to just wind this one up like this. And then we want to do another loop, say halfway between the bottom and the top. So same thing, we're going to just do another little loop like that. Okay, and it's nice doing it without the pliers because then it ends up being really freeform. And even if it's not completely symmetrical, it's still good. It's all good. And so what we've got now is we have sort of the basic shape of the wings, and it matches the picture. And now let's do a little spiral at the top. Okay, so what we can do for that is we can get the cone again, and I will put in the description, once this in the replay you'll be able to see, I'll put a link to where you can buy these cones. I usually get things like that on Amazon. I think this one I bought years ago at a wholesaler in Montreal, but you can definitely get that type of thing on Amazon. And so what you want to do is we started the spirals, and then you want them to be symmetrical. So we're going to cut, one wire is longer than the other, so let's just go ahead and cut this wire. Now, these wings, I'm making them quite big to show you how to make them, but you can make them smaller and make little angel pendants or what have you, but this would be really cute to have as an ornament. So now we want to tighten up that little loop here. So what I do for that is I get my larger round pliers, and we're just going to turn it around. And then I think I've done a lot of spirals on my tutorials before, so we're just going to wiggle it in like that to, whoops, so it goes flat. So there's one side, and now we're going to the other one. This is really cute. I've never made one quite like this, but I'm pretty well just following the drawing that I did. So there we go. We're going to go around like that. Okay. And there we have our very cute angel wings. So maybe you guys can say in the comments, what do you think we could do with these wings? Like what do you guys have any ideas of what we can do? Like here's sort of just the basic angel wings, but you could do like a little, you know, on a little closed peg dolly, put the little angel wings like that. Or here's another design that I had for an angel actually made with ribbons for the wings. I have a tutorial for this one on my channel already. It's like the beaded angels, so I'll link that up below too. But imagine if these weren't here, say these wings weren't here, these are just that wire ribbon, but imagine if we put these wings instead, you know, we'd have to put them at the back. It's hard to see how they would look because that thing is in the way, but that would be super cute to do like an angel like that with these wings on it. And this is basically just a 24 gauge wire that I beaded and put the bead on top. So that's an idea. I could link up the tutorial to do this angel. I like it. A really pretty present decoration. That's a great idea to have a little decoration on a present. Yep, that's a great idea, Brandy. I love that. So there we go. So there's one. And then for the other wing, this one here, this is actually a really cute idea to do little earrings. So I thought, why don't we try something like that as an earring? So what I'm going to do for that one is cut a couple of pieces of wire. And this is 20 gauge wire, depending on how big you want your earrings. If you want your earrings to be smaller, I would use 22 gauge wire. But just for the sake of showing you guys how it looks, I'm going to use the thicker wire, the 20 gauge. Wire gauges are funny. It's like the bigger the number, the thinner the wire. They just do that to confuse you. I really don't know why. It took me years to figure out how that worked, but that's how it works. So to do this one, we're going to use the same concept and actually do hold the two wires together. I probably cut them way too big, but that's okay. And what you want to do is start, like, it looks like there's a bit of a spiral, so we're going to just, I like it for a pendant. Pendant would be really nice too, Clarice. That's a great idea. So we're just going to hold this here like that. And name tag or place card for Christmas dinner. Ooh, I like that idea for name tags for Christmas dinner. Well, if you guys make some of these, I would love to see photos. And if you're in the Facebook group, the Wire Art and Jewelry Makers Club, be sure to share them there. And if you're not, you could email me photos to info@heatherboydwire.com, and I'll share them in the community section of this of YouTube. So that's cool. So what we're going to do is this, I'm just working on the top part here. So I just did them both together like that, just to get the kind of the starting point. These are probably going to be a little big for earrings, but some people like really big earrings. So that's all good. You know, Brandy says, you know, I'm young, but I think maybe a really smart, pretty belly button ring. Oh, that would be cool. Unfortunately, my belly button is not pierced. The only thing I have pierced is my ears. I got one piercing in my ears when I was 11. My mom is a nurse. She actually pierced my ears. And in those days, those little bullet things weren't popular. So my mom froze my ears with ice cubes, stuck a piece of soap behind my ear and stuck a needle in, and then pulled the needle out and had to put in the earring. And it was the most traumatic experience. Oh my God, I remember it so well. It was not fun, but nowadays it's much easier to get piercings. but in my day, nobody would have even thought of having a belly button pierced. My niece has her belly button pierced, and my sister actually, my younger sister has hers pierced. So we're gonna go like that. So I'm still forming the two wings at the same time, and then to make this curvy part here, I think what I'm gonna do is let's just try it like this so I can hold them together a little bit. So if we just kind of go back and forth with the two like that. This might look a little silly, but I'm just gonna try it just to have like, yeah, this, I think it might be a little silly, but that's okay. Let's just try it like that, just to give you an idea of what you can do with two wires at the same time. And then what you would do is separate them. But this is the tricky part because it's like a puzzle and they're all tangled together. So now to get them apart, you have to really kind of untangle them. There we go. So we have one like that. So that's the key, is to get the basic shape done together, and then you can pull them out and you can do what you want with them. So what I was thinking here is you could just do like a little spiral. I think this is actually going to look like an ear, which is going to be very odd. It's not going to look like an angel wing at all, but hey, we're going to make earrings. How about that? There's a new thing. I bet people would like that, earrings. So we're going to do our little spiral around like that. Okay. That, like that. And then we could put like a little bead on there. But in the meantime, let's just attach. This looks really silly, but it gives you an idea. So if we want to maybe add a bead on there, we can add like a, you know what, this is really funky, so I'm just gonna add a funky little bead. So let's put a bead on there. Brandy says, I actually did all mine myself, even my tongue, ouch. I think I did my belly button around age 14 the same way, just with a needle. Oh my goodness, you are a brave woman. So we're just gonna stick a little bead on there to show you guys how to do that. So we're gonna put that on like that, and around, we're gonna just get that stuck in place. And then we can clip the end like that. So we're gonna just stick a bead. You can stick any bead on. You can put a heart-shaped bead if you like. This is not looking at all like my design, but that's the idea, was to do something like this. I'm really not enjoying this here, this kind of shape. So you know what I'm going to do? These two are going to be quite different. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish this off. So what you need to do is attach this end here so it doesn't come apart. So we've just bent that at a bit of an angle. And I recently made earrings as half a heart on each side. I like that idea. That is so cool. Yeah, that's great. Now, Brandy, remind me, are you in the Facebook group? Because we have 400 members now, and I get really mixed up because a lot of people have very similar names. So let me know if you're in the group, and if you are, definitely share pictures like that. So here's one sort of angel wing here, but doesn't really look like an angel wing. So I'm not loving that one. So let's actually just start from scratch with that. So I'm not even going to finish this one because I didn't love the way that design turned out. But that's the nature of the beast. We never know how these things are going to turn out. So let's try another one like that, something similar. And what I'm thinking is we should probably have a loop on top to hang it up as an earring. So what you could do if you wanted to do a loop at the top is you could do the loop first. Okay, we could do like a little loop first at the top, and then you can hold this one here, okay, and go down like this. And let's see, if this is going to be the top, okay, we want this to do a loop up here, okay, and then this one, let's just straighten this out a bit, okay, there we go, and we can just loop that around a little bit. So there's going to be like a little spiral. I'm not sure the spiral is working or not, but let's just try. So if we went down like that, but then we at least have something to hang the earring hook on. Okay. So now I'm going to go back, and I think what I'm going to do for this, because I didn't really like the way it turned out. So let's just let's just try to do the loops again. Let's see how it works if we just do the loops and see if that works any better. Okay, so we'll just do a few little loops like that. This is how I do the butterfly wings, a little bit like this. So we're gonna just, yeah, I think this is better when you do it a little bit more loopy. Okay, and I'm just gonna tighten up this spiral a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna tighten it up a little bit. Okay, and cut that off. And yeah, so that looks a little bit better. Okay, and I actually didn't put a bead on it this time. I just went like that. So we just did a couple of loops. We can make this a little bit higher. Okay, and maybe I'll do, because I do like uneven numbers of things. So I think I will make a third loop. Okay, let's do one more loop like that. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm just like really experimenting. And if you guys do some angel wings, please share pictures. I'd be curious to see how they turn out. So that's not too bad. And then we're just going to bend this end again. We're going to finish it the same way we finished the first one. And we're just going to bring this around and then cut it. So there we go. So you could add beads in there for sure. I think this one turned out a lot better than that one. So that one's kind of cool. And then what I'll do is I'm going to show you how to do just the simple ones on here. And I'm going to do something similar to this girl, but I'm going to use this teardrop bead for the body and this one for the head. So I'm going to just keep all of our projects over here so I could show you guys at the end. Oh, and just to show you for the earring, we'll just take this one, open it up, and put it on the loop at the top. So I think it's actually better to do a loop at the top here. So, because if you put the hook at the top here, it's going to spin around. So this is more successful. We'll do that one for sure. And now let's try to make the little angel. And then what I'm going to do for that one is I'm going to use a smaller wire to put the beads together. Okay, so this is like a 24 gauge wire. That'll be our base wire. And then let's make the wings out of gold. So here's some gold wire here. So we're going to make the wings out of gold. This one, these might be a little thin. Actually, let's make them out of blue because I have 22 gauge blue wire. So let's use that to be a little bit different. Okay. So what we're going to do, and if I'm losing track of the comments, so if you guys want to talk amongst yourself, go for it. But I'm just going to try to get another little angel done. So what I did with this one is I made like a little loop at the bottom and a loop at the top, so it would sit nicely on the beads. So I'm going to do the same concept, and like I said, I'll probably do a tutorial for this one because it's super cute. And so what I'm going to do first is just do a little loop to start. So let's just do a little loop. Okay, like that. Okay. And then now what we want to do is bend, hold it with your pliers and bend these down a little bit. So you just bend them down a little bit. And I'm just going to eyeball these. So I'm going to just use my round pliers and just go around like this. Let me just double check how this is going to look. Should be okay like this. So I probably should have brought a pen down or something to do this. So we're just going to go around like that. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I really should have had a round form, but maybe if I could do it with this one. I'm just going to use the smallest part of the ring form. So I'm going to go like that and then bring this back like that and then bring this. So these, I'm not too worried that these are perfect because it's not a complicated design. It's basically just two little loops. It almost looks like butterfly wings. So let's do the same on the other side. We're going to go like that. Okay. And then we're going to put this one out like this. Okay, so we're just making a very simple shape for the wings and just in like that. And then the idea is you want to do another loop like that at the top. So we're going to string it onto the other wire. So, and the loop needs to be perpendicular to the wings. So if we go like this, make it more or less the same. So we're just going to bend it around, okay? And this is going to be perpendicular. So you can see how it's like, if I put it on the side, the loop is going to the back there. So we're just going to clip that. You want to cut it so it's like flush on there. And then the same on the other side. We're going to do the same type of thing. You want to make sure it's more or less symmetrical. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect, but more or less. So this one is also going to kind of go to the back. So basically what we have here are wings that you can slide onto any beading project. So this is actually kind of cool because you could say you're making a whole bunch to sell at a craft show or something. You could just like do a mass production of these wings. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to get this a little bent over like this. Okay. So we just have our basic shape of the wings like that with two little loops that are done perpendicular so they could get slid onto the wire. And then what you want to do is just figure out what we're going to do next, because the idea was to put this here in the middle like that, but then we're going to need some kind of little legs. So let me just see how I did this. I think what I did was I probably started with the loop at the top. Of course, we're not going to be putting hair on it, but with the other one, I did do hair. So let's just do a little loop at the top. Okay, we're just going to figure this out as we go here. So we do a little loop because you always need a loop if you're going to hang it on a pendant or on a earring. And then we wanted a head, but this head I chose was a little small, so let's just get a bigger head. This is like an 8mm bead, and the hole is pretty big, so you can actually put both wires through that hole of the bead. Okay, and so now you have a loop and this bead. And then what you want to do next is, because you want the top of the wings to be to go on next. Okay, so this part's a little bit tricky, so we're gonna just put the top, this one in the middle here. We're gonna put the wire through, both wires through that top loop of the wings. Okay, and then I'm going to put the teardrop bead next. So same thing, if the hole is big enough, just put it through. Yeah, you should probably choose a bead that's big enough. So put the teardrop bead, but then now I'm going to have to trim these ends to be the same size, because now what you want to do is actually put the bottom of the wings, put the wire through the bottom of the, you see the loop on the bottom of the wings, you want to put both wires through that too. So let's try that. Let's put both wires through there, through one. And then if you have to open up the wings a little at the bottom, that's fine too. So then we're going to put both wires through that loop. And it looks like I'm going to have to close up that loop a little bit because it was a little bit open. So we'll just close it up a bit. I'll get my flat pliers to do that. Okay. Sorry. Oh, sorry. You guys are chatting. Please tell me how to show my crafts. Yes. Perfect. Heather Boyd. It's actually heatherboydwire@gmail.com. So you can email any photos of your work to that address. Info at, there's two addresses. Sorry, guys. There's heatherboydwire@gmail.com or info@heatherboydwire.com. And I'll put it in the description of the video. So here we go. So we have our bead and the wings on there. So we're going to pull that down. So we have, they're not perfect in size. The bottom's a little big, but it almost looks like a butterfly, but it's kind of cute. And then what you can do is actually split the wires and put, what I did on this one here was I put a couple of bugle beads, like the little long beads, but I don't have any of the long beads. So let's just put a few regular beads on there. Okay, so let's see what I got. I can put some little, I'm just seeing what I have. I have some little white beads, so let's put some white beads on there. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so yeah, don't worry about the email address. I'll definitely stick it in the description of the video. And if you guys want to send me any pictures of your stuff, that would be awesome. I'd love to see what you're working on, because I know a lot of people don't have Facebook, so that's fine. It's cute, eh? This is starting to come together. So I don't have the bugle beads, so I'm just gonna do these little. I'm not sure I like these white beads or not. Actually, I'm going to take the white beads off. I don't like them. This is what happens on these live streams. So let's put a few of these, what are these called? The hematite beads. And like I said, if you want to use the skinny bugle beads, they'd be cute too. So, oh, they're kind of cute. So I'm going to put these ones, and then maybe I'll put some bigger ones for the feet. If I had some little heart beads, it would be cute for the feet. But the beads I have here are very random, so let's see what I got. How about a couple of little sparkly beads? So if we put a little faceted bead at the bottom. I'm not sure about that. Let me think. Unless I just do like little, I don't even know if it needs feet or not. I'm gonna have to see, because I'm not sure I like the way. Let's see what happens if we just put a hematite bead to see how it looks. Yeah, that's the hardest part, is choosing the beads, right? So we could just do something like that. Then she looks kind of tall. So let's remove one of the little 4mm beads, and we'll put back the 6mm bead. That's kind of cute. Let's just do it like that. So what I do is I put the 3 beads, and then I just cut this to about 1/4 inch, and then we'll just twist the bottom to hold it in place, and then we'll do the other one on the other side. But now that we have legs, we're probably going to have to also do arms, but I'll show you guys how to do that. This is very improvised. I wasn't planning to do this little ornament, but I think it's really cute, and it gives you an idea of something you can do with the wings. And then I'll do one more wing design after this. Okay, so if we put this one here, and same thing, we're going to just cut it and put a little loop in the end. There we go. And I will also link up my holiday playlist, because I have a lot of designs for different like holiday crafts and stuff. Last week I did some Christmas tree earrings that were really cute. I don't know if any of you guys made them. So this is cute. So here's like little angel, and she just needs some arms. So for the arms, let's get another, well, we could just use one of these scraps of wires, and that should be long enough. So let's just go, we bend it a bit, and we want to just put it through here, and we want to twist it around a couple of times so it's not gonna twist. Like, so you want to twist it around the wings so it stays in place. And then if you put these down, we can just give her some little, arms. So I don't know if we'll use the same color with the hematite. Let's see how it looks with blue. I'll put some blue beads and see if they look better. Okay, so if we put some little blue beads for the arms. Yeah, you're just going to have to experiment and see what looks good. I don't like the blue beads. I wish now I had the bugle beads, because they would they'd look really nice. So in theory you could just leave them plain with the wires as well. But let's see how they look then with the hematite. See how they look with the same beads. I love to do jewelry dolls. Oh, that's cool, Clarice. I forgot that you used to do that. So yeah, this is a great idea for jewelry dolls, is to do the wire rings. So yeah, this girl, she's kind of looking like a little muscle angel, but this is sort of where I'm going with her. And like I said, if you make one of these, you're probably better to do yeah, I don't like these big beads. You're probably better to oh, what am I trying to say? Use the bugle beads. So I'm actually not going to put any beads on the arms at all. And then what I'll do is just make little round shapes for the hands to keep it very, very simple. So we're just going to, we just do a little round shape like that. Okay. And actually, if this wire was thicker, the arms would show up a little better, but it's okay, just to give you an idea of how it's going to look. So we're just going to do that, and then I'll do one more pair of wings. So we're going to just make a little loop cut the wire, and then with your flat pliers, just push it down like that. So then I'll show you how that one looks. We'll move some of this stuff. So here's like a little cute little beaded angel, and just with the little wire. Can I bring her up closer? And I'll take good pictures of these and put them on the Facebook page and in the community page so you can see how they look. So that one's really cute, and it's sort of a similar idea to this one. But this one whoops, she's upside down. This one I put hair, and this one I actually used a wooden bead, and I drew a picture, I drew her face. So I will definitely do a tutorial for that one because it's super cute. And then let's just do one more pair of wings like that. So for that one, I'm going to maybe I'll go back to the silver one. So let's just get some silver wire, 20 gauge wire. We'll get a decent size. It doesn't actually have to be super long. Okay, and another idea I had was you could actually make these wire wings and cover them with, you know how sometimes they use nylon stockings to cover the wings with to give it a little bit of depth? You could definitely do something like that. So for this one, let's just go ahead and make like a little loopy thing. Okay, so this is going to go up like this. And I'm going to leave it loopy like this. Rather than do a sharp angle, I'm just going to kind of leave it like this. And then let's try to follow that shape a little bit. The one I just made would be a great ornament. Yes, yes. And you could definitely use bigger beads too if you want to make it bigger as well. But it turns out that one is really cute. So we're just going to do like a little bit of a curve for the shape of the wings. Okay. And then now what I want to do is just do that little pointy end up there. So let's get our round pliers. Okay, like this. And then we're just going to kind of go like that. And then we can do more of the loops. Actually, I'm going to try something different because I did these loopy loops on the other one. So let's just try something a little bit different and just do the basic shape first. Okay, I'm going to see how this turns out. So we have the top of the wings, and then what we want to do is just go lower, like bend it lower than where that bent middle part is. And then we're just going to, because the idea is just to get it symmetrical, okay? So if we kind of do a little shape like that, maybe even make this a little bit higher, okay? So we're just going to do that a little bit higher like this. Okay, so now we have the basic shape. Let me move that. And you can always add other wires after. So we have the basic shape, and then what you want to do is, like we did before, open it up. Okay, this is the trick to get them symmetrical. Okay, and then what you want to do is bend this in the middle to attach it. So we're going to take this wire and go around. Let's do one full turn around. Okay, and then we'll do the same on the other side and just double check that it's symmetrical. And we're going to do this one on the other side, same way. Bend it towards the middle. Sometimes you might need to help it with the pliers. And then what you can do is you can even leave like one, say you're going to attach it to something else, like a little doll or something. You would leave these here so you can actually attach them to your doll, almost like putting like a backpack on, you know. You'd have these wires and you can attach them. Let's just leave them here because we can use these to attach to like another figure or something. But actually these ones look like they're more upside down ones. I think this is the sort of the direction they're supposed to be. I think they're supposed to be pointy up like that, but I'm not 100% sure. So you can just start like that by doing like a basic shape. Okay. And then if you wanted to go in after, I'm just going to trim these a little bit. So I'm going to leave these in case we want to add them onto something. So you can just put this down, and then you can go ahead and get some skinny wire. I'll get some of this 24 gauge wire. I'm going to use a contrasting color because I think it would be kind of cool. So we'll just get a contrasting color. And what you can do, I won't do both sides because it's going to take too long, but we can just use this wire and add some bling to the wings. So we can just go ahead and twist the wire in. This is 24 gauge wire. So you could just go ahead. I don't know if you guys have ever made dream catchers, but you could even do, that would be fun. Let's do like a dream catcher wings, okay? These aren't, you know, I'm going to try to make them a little bulkier so they have a little more space to do the dream catcher in, but just to give you guys an idea how it works. So let's start it. Okay, I'm going to pull that out again. Boy, gotta love how I always get off on a tangent, eh? But we're going to see if this is going to work. So to start the Dreamcatcher, let's just secure it in the middle, okay? And we're going to just do this. So just secure it in place, twist it around a couple of times, and then clip the end. Now, how you make that little Dreamcatcher type, I guess like more like a spider web type of thing. So what you usually do is you do like a loose loop, okay? And then you go to the outside and then you pull it around this wire and then through. It's kind of like sewing a little bit, but you do it quite loosely. Now this is 24 gauge wire. I would probably prefer to use 26 or 28 gauge wire. So you see how I've looped it around there? So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go over the wire and then behind and then through, okay? Hopefully you guys can see how I'm doing this. I think you're going to like the effect. So we got to go like that, but keep it quite loose, okay? We want to keep it quite loose. So we're going to do the same thing over and through. We're just going over the wire, like the wire of the wings, and then back through. See, we're just doing like really loose little loops, okay? And then as you get to the corner, you might want to make them a little bit tighter. Like I said, I probably would have used a different gauge wire because I find that this 24 gauge is a little stiff, but you see it's kind of funky how it's turning out. And then this one too, we're going to go right to the corner. And I'll just do one side because otherwise we're going to be here till midnight. And there we go, around there. So we've got that. And then we got to go around the corner. So we're going to go around the corner like this. I actually just went to the library and got a couple books out about knitting because I've been doing a lot of knitting recently. So I'm going to knit some little finger puppets for my nieces for Christmas. I figured there'll be a quick knit. And actually one of the books, they talked about finger knitting. So actually to knit, like finger knit a finger puppet, which is, you don't even need knitting needles. You just have to make like a little finger knitting thing with I think they used a tin can or something. It looked really interesting. I don't know if you guys have ever done finger knitting, but it's pretty easy. I know Mimi and her friends used to do it at the cottage all the time. So see, it's getting a little crinkly, and that's because it's a thick gauge wire. But do you see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of doing like a net. It's kind of like a spider web type thing. So I'm not going to put beads yet, but I'm going to go all the way around once, and then I'm going to add some beads. So let's go all the way around once. Okay. Some of these end up being bigger than others because the wire got little kinks in it. So we're just going to go all the way around the outside because you start with the outside and then after you're going to work your way in. So we're going to go around like that. And what I'll do is after the live stream, I'll finish this one and then I'll post a picture in the community section. So what we've done is we've gone all the way around once. So we're going to just go right through there. Okay, all the way around. And then now what you want to do is you're going to go around again, but you're going to loop it into those loops. So if you want at that point to add some beads, let's see what I have in here. I don't want to add too big a bead, but maybe I can add, the purple ones are a little bit dark. So let me just see what I have. I don't have a lot. Oh, here's some, I have like a little turquoise glass bead. I think a little transparent bead would be nice. So we're going to put like a little transparent bead on there. And then, so as we did with the going around the outside, we're going to go down like, and then we want to pull it through the first loop. Hopefully you guys can see that. So we're going to pull it through the first loop like that. Okay. And around. And the same thing, we're going to go through there and then pull it into the next loop. And it's just making, like, it just goes around like that. And then we can go into there. Okay. The idea is to hook it into those loops, and it makes a fun little kind of squiggly design. And it would be a lot cleaner if we use thinner wire, but because this is the wire that I had on hand, that's what we're going to use. So we're just going to go up to the inside and then back. You want to loop right into that wire there. Okay. And then you would just keep going around until you got to the top. And I'll I could just keep going there. It won't take too long if we go down there. And then once it gets too tight down in that bottom part, you actually can, you don't have to loop into all the loops. If you find it's getting filled up enough, you can just go ahead and bring it back towards the top. But if you want to stick a bead in there, maybe we should stick another bead in there just to give it a little more substance. Okay, so we'll stick another bead on there like that. And then if you guys are watching the replay, you know, feel free just to zoom through any of these projects just to get to the point where you want to, you know, where you see what the part of the project that you want to work on. Because I know sometimes these live streams are very long because it's I'm really doing this for the first time, this project. So it's you're on the ground floor of me working out these designs. So now what you want to do is you could just go ahead, because it's not a huge wing, you could just start to attach both ends together. See, we're just kind of going to go in there. And I'm actually going to run out of wire here. So I could add a wire, or I could just say, you know, I'll just finish it up. So let's just add one more bead on there. We'll add the bead in there, and then we'll just go ahead, and I think we're pretty well out of wire. So I would just like finish it like that. Okay, so then we might have to adjust where that bead is. So that's going to be how it's going to look. And then these wings could be attached to almost any project. So let's have a look and see what we did. So we did this one with the wings that you can attach to a doll or to something else. We did these ones that are super cool. They almost look like a decoration on their own. And, you know, here, I'm going to bring this up like that, and then I'll bring the camera right down and we can see it all. And then we made like a little earring that looks like a wing, almost looks like an ear, but it's supposed to be a wing. And then we have this little dolly that's super cute. So we're going to go like that. And then what I'll do is I'll bring the camera down so you guys can see them. I just had attached it, so I'm just going to bring that like that. Perfect. So these are the finished products, like that, the earring and the little guy. I'll take pictures and put them in the Facebook page, and I'm going to flip the camera. We went for a long time today, so I don't know how many people are actually still on the live stream, but congratulations if you're still on. We've been here for almost an hour. And be sure, if you're hopping on the live stream, if you have any questions, just let me know. And I am going to do another live stream next week, and then we'll probably take a couple of weeks off for the holidays. So be sure to let me know what you guys are doing for the holidays, and share your pictures in the Facebook page, the Wire Art and Jewelry Makers Club. And also you can, yeah, I'll put the link my email below. So info@heatherboydwire.com is a good email. You can send me pictures of your work and I'll put them in the community section and you can show all your friends that you're on YouTube. That's awesome. And thanks for hopping on, and we'll see you guys on. You lasted, Fern. Oh my God, it's amazing. That's so funny. I don't always go so long, but I was having so much fun. Thanks, Clarice. You made it too. That's awesome. I can't wait to see what you do with the wings, and if you make some little art dolls with the wire wings, I would love to see it. So we'll see you guys the next time, and we'll see you in the Facebook page for sure.